So before we get to the question of which test is right for you and which test you should take, let me talk a little bit about the credibility of all of these tests. So a lot of people might question computer-based or online tests as they are newer versions of the test. But you should remember, all three versions of the test, all three settings are accepted and confirmed by IELTS. So there's actually no difference in the context of the test. In the computer-based test, you have to go to a center to take the test. For the paper-based test, again, you have to go to a center, and then the difference would be the fact that you will do the test on paper, but the online test can be taken from home. Our focus is on the computer-based and the paper-based during this course because these are the two most common settings of IELTS. But the online version has a few caveats. First of all, you should remember that it is not available in any country, so there are very limited countries that IELTS from home or IELTS online is available. I have also noticed that some universities and some organizations may not accept the online version. I have seen some English language eligibilities that they do mention that IELTS online is not accepted. So this is something to consider. As always, you have to check with the organization, the country, the university that you're applying for, and make sure that they accept this form of IELTS. Another thing that you guys should really remember and really look into is the country that you're traveling to. Sometimes the university may accept, let's say, an IELTS 6.5 academic online, paper-based, computer-based, but the embassy of that particular country may not accept that, or may cause you some issues when it comes to kind of processing the application for the visa. So my recommendation is that if you want to consider IELTS online, make sure that the organization, the country, and the embassy that you're applying for have no issues with this type of test. Let's focus on computer-based versus paper-based and talk about the differences a little bit. As you see what's on my screen, there are a few differences. The content of the test is exactly the same. So you will hear to the same recording, you will read the same passage, writing tasks would be different. Everything would, the timing, the hours, everything would be different. The only thing that would be different would be the setting, the environment, the means through which you take the test. So paper-based students do it on a paper. They have an extra answer sheet, while computer-based candidates will take everything on that computer. Again, remember, for both of them, you have to go to an official center. Some of the other interesting differences that are mentioned here and make the computer-based test a bit more appealing are these that I'm going to tell you. So everything's done on the computer. You will have you will be led to a room where there are computers. Very few of them. It's less crowded. So that's another advantage. One of the biggest and most exciting and most interesting to candidates advantages of the computer-based test is the fact that the results will come out quite early. So I know a lot of people that they have to travel to take the test, and they want to take the test more than once just to make sure that they get the score that they really want. So with the computer-based test, you will have that opportunity. You get your results 3 to 5 official days, while for the paper-based test, you have to wait around 2 weeks. Computer-based test now, as I'm recording this video, is available in almost every country in the world. So there are usually no limitations for that. For the paper-based test, in some countries, paper-based is not available or is not available anymore. For example, Iran is one of those examples that since 2023, sometime by the end of it, the paper-based exam was not available anymore. In some countries, if you are a foreigner and you're not a resident of that country, let's say you're based in Russia, you want to take the test in Singapore, for example. When you're not a resident of Singapore, you are not able to take the paper-based. You can only take the computer-based test. So these are the things that you need to check with the official centers that you're going to take the test with. So, and these rules may change here and there. So you need to continuously check with the centers about these changes. And so a lot of people believe that computer-based test is easier. I'm not suggesting that it's easier because we do exactly the same test, same content, same difficulty. But this idea comes from the fact that, as you see here, you type your answers using a keyboard, and then some of the answers you just simply click using your mouse. So there is no extra answer sheet, just like in the paper-based exam. So this gives you some extra time. If you put all of these seconds together, you see that, wow, you have something between 5 to 10 minutes extra time, which is really valuable, especially in the reading section. So as you see here, the number of questions, time duration, marking, question style, security measures, speaking test, everything is the same. The only difference would be the ones that we talked about above. And I think one of the only thing that you guys should really focus on is the availability of the test and the fact that you're comfortable with typing, or you prefer writing with a pencil, or the other way around. You get lost and you lose a lot of time when you're doing it on paper. Ultimately, if you want to decide which test is good for you, I suggest that you take a mock test. I talked a lot about mock test and practice test. So you can go back to the session and check that session out and see which would be the right test for you. Or you can simply share the results of your mock test, and especially the writing part. I mean, did you do it on computer? Did you do it on paper? Which one was easier for you? Which one was more manageable for you? In which mode you could save more time? Or in which mode you could do your writing faster? So these are the things that will ultimately help you make the final decision. Remember, as far as your scores are concerned, there is no difference. You get a 7.5, let's say, in a computer-based format, or you get a 7.5 in a paper-based format. Officially and technically, there is no difference. Some people may suggest or may claim that a higher result in the paper-based version is of higher value, but that's just a hoax. And authentically and technically, that doesn't make any difference. Okay, I hope the information in this session will help you make the best decision. This decision is very important for you to make because from now on, we will be focusing all of our practices either on computer or on paper. So the decision you make today will kind of lay out the foundation for your practices in the following days and weeks. Don't forget to ask your questions from me during the time that is given to you on the platform. And thank you very much. I'll see you guys next session.